The evening sky in Seattle was painted in hues of pink and orange, a breathtaking canvas that heralded the beginning of a fateful encounter. William first saw Lisa at a friend's dinner party, her laughter a melodic chime that drew him like a moth to a flame. Her presence was magnetic, a symphony of grace and vivacity, and William was captivated by the light that seemed to emanate from her. They quickly fell into a whirlwind romance, the kind that swept them off their feet and carried them on a journey of love and discovery. Within a year, they exchanged vows in a small, intimate ceremony, the air filled with promises whispered like secrets between lovers. William adored Lisa's spontaneity, her ability to find joy in the smallest moments. Lisa, in turn, admired William's stability, his steadfastness a rock in the ever-changing tides of life. Their daughter, Emily, was born 2 years later, her arrival a burst of sunlight in their already radiant world. With Lisa's bright blue eyes and William's dark hair, Emily was the perfect blend of their love. Every milestone was a celebration, her first smile a glimpse of heaven, her first steps a dance of joy. They bought a charming Victorian house just outside the city, its weathered charm a testament to the timelessness of their love. Weekends were spent basking in the glow of family life. Picnics in the park, the air filled with the scent of blooming flowers and the sound of Emily's laughter. Barbecues with friends and neighbors, the aroma of grilled food mingling with the sweet notes of Lisa's laughter. Their evenings were a sanctuary of coziness, filled with the warmth of shared stories and the comfort of each other's presence. William and Lisa's bond was a tapestry woven with threads of love, trust, and mutual respect. They supported each other's dreams, celebrated each other's successes, and stood by each other in times of need. Lisa encouraged William to take risks in his career, her belief in him a steady flame that never wavered. William, in turn, supported Lisa's decision to start her own art studio, his pride in her achievements evident in the way he looked at her. One summer, they took a trip to the Grand Canyon, a journey that would become one of William's most cherished memories. The vast expanse of the canyon was a metaphor for the depth of their love, each layer of rock a testament to the years they had spent together. They hiked the trails, Emily's excitement a beacon that guided them through the majestic landscape. Lisa painted a beautiful landscape of the canyon, a piece that still hung in their living room, a reminder of the love that had carried them through the years. As the years passed, their lives continued to flourish. Emily started kindergarten, her curiosity and kindness a reflection of the love she had been surrounded with. Lisa's art studio gained recognition, her exhibitions a testament to her talent and hard work. William was proud of her, his admiration for her evident in the way he spoke about her to anyone who would listen. Despite the occasional stresses of parenting and work, William and Lisa maintained a strong bond. Their date nights were sacred, a time to reconnect and keep the spark alive. They enjoyed dinners at their favorite restaurants, the ambiance of the city a backdrop to their love. Concerts, long walks by the waterfront, each moment a thread in the tapestry of their life together. Their 10th wedding anniversary was celebrated with a dream trip to Hawaii, a paradise where they could escape the world and focus on each other. They explored the islands, their adventures a reminder of the joy they found in each other's company. Relaxing on the beaches, the tranquility a balm to their souls. It was a reminder of why they fell in love, a reaffirmation of their commitment to each other. Standing on the beach, watching the sunset on their last night in Hawaii, William held Lisa close and whispered, "I love you more than anything in this world." Her smile was radiant, her kiss a promise of forever. In that moment, William believed with all his heart that they would always be together, facing whatever life threw at them. But life had other plans. Little did William know, the perfect picture of their life was about to be shattered in ways he never imagined. As their lives continued to thrive, William and Lisa decided it was time for another family vacation. Emily had just finished her school year with flying colors, and Lisa's studio had reached a milestone in its success. They wanted to celebrate and take a break from their busy lives. After much deliberation, they chose a luxury resort in the Caribbean. The resort was known for its pristine beaches, crystal-clear waters, and family-friendly activities. It seemed like the perfect destination to relax, rejuvenate, and create new memories together. The anticipation for the trip was palpable. Emily was excited about snorkeling and exploring the marine life, while Lisa looked forward to the art workshops offered at the resort. William was eager to unwind and spend quality time with his family, away from the stresses of work and daily routines. The resort exceeded their expectations. Their villa overlooked the ocean, offering breathtaking views of the sunset each evening. The days were filled with adventures, snorkeling trips, guided nature walks, and visits to local markets where Lisa found inspiration for her art. Evenings were spent enjoying sumptuous dinners, followed by strolls along the beach, with Emily collecting seashells and giggling as the waves lapped at her feet. Lisa seemed more vibrant and relaxed than she had been in months. She attended the art workshops with enthusiasm, making new friends and exchanging ideas. William was happy to see her so engaged and passionate. He took Emily on many adventures around the resort, bonding over shared discoveries and laughter. One evening, after an especially delightful day, William noticed a change in Lisa. She seemed distracted, her mind elsewhere. When he asked her about it, she brushed it off, attributing it to tiredness from the day's activities. But the seed of doubt had been planted in William's mind. He couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. The next few days were a mix of joy and unease. While they continued to enjoy the resort's offerings, William couldn't ignore the subtle changes in Lisa's behavior. She spent more time with her new friends from the art workshop, often staying out late while William and Emily returned to the villa. He tried to be understanding, reminding himself that she needed her own space and time to pursue her passions. But the nagging feeling of doubt persisted. One evening, while Emily was asleep, William decided to confront Lisa. He approached her gently, hoping to understand what was going on. "Lisa, is everything okay? You seem distant lately," he said, his voice filled with concern. Lisa looked up from her sketchbook, her eyes reflecting a mix of emotions. "I'm fine, Will, just overwhelmed with everything. The studio, this trip. I'm trying to find some balance." William reached out and took her hand. "I'm here for you, Lisa. We're a team, remember? You don't have to go through this alone." She smiled weakly, squeezing his hand. "I know, and I appreciate it. I just need some time to sort things out in my head." He nodded, deciding to give her the space she needed. But the conversation did little to ease his mind. He couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to her distance than just work stress. The following day, William decided to surprise Lisa by joining her at one of the art workshops. He hoped to reconnect and show his support for her passion. When he arrived at the workshop area, he was taken aback to see Lisa engrossed in conversation with a man he didn't recognize. They were laughing and seemed to share a private joke. Feeling a pang of jealousy, William approached them. "Hey, Lisa," he greeted, forcing a smile. "Mind if I join you?" Lisa looked startled, but quickly composed herself. "Of course not, Will. This is Jake, one of the workshop instructors." Jake extended his hand, smiling warmly. "Nice to meet you, Will. Lisa's told me a lot about you." William shook his hand, trying to mask his discomfort. "Nice to meet you too, Jake." They spent the rest of the session together, but William couldn't shake the feeling of unease. He noticed the subtle glances Lisa and Jake exchanged, the way they seemed to be in sync. It bothered him more than he cared to admit. As the days passed, William's suspicions grew. Lisa continued to spend more time with Jake, often staying out late and returning to the villa looking more relaxed than ever. William tried to rationalize his feelings, reminding himself that Lisa deserved to have her own friends and interests. But the seed of doubt had taken root, and it was slowly consuming him. On the last night of their vacation, William decided he couldn't ignore his instincts any longer. After Emily fell asleep, he confronted Lisa once again. "Lisa, I need to know the truth. Is there something going on between you and Jake?" Lisa looked at him, her eyes filled with a mix of guilt and sorrow. "Will, it's not what you think. Jake and I are just friends. He's been a great support, and I've enjoyed our conversations." "But why didn't you tell me about him? Why keep it a secret?" William pressed, his voice tinged with hurt. "I didn't mean to keep it a secret. I didn't want to worry you. I've been feeling so overwhelmed, and Jake's been a good listener," she admitted, her voice cracking. William sighed, running a hand through his hair. "I want to trust you, Lisa, but it's hard when you're keeping things from me. We need to be honest with each other." Lisa nodded, tears welling up in her eyes. "I'm sorry, Will. I promise. There's nothing more to it. I love you and Emily. I just need to find a way to balance everything." William hugged her, trying to push aside his doubts. "We'll get through this, Lisa. Together." But as they returned home from the vacation, the shadow of doubt lingered in William's mind. He hoped that with time, things would return to normal. Little did he know, the worst was yet to come. Back home, the routine of daily life resumed, but the cracks in their relationship began to show. Lisa continued to work late hours at her studio, often coming home exhausted. William tried to be supportive, taking on more responsibilities with Emily and the household chores. However, the distance between them only grew. One evening, after putting Emily to bed, William noticed Lisa's phone buzzing on the kitchen counter. A message from Jake popped up on the screen. "Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Last night was amazing." His heart sank as he read the words. He felt a wave of nausea wash over him, realizing his worst fears were true. He confronted Lisa as soon as she walked into the room. "What is this, Lisa?" he demanded, holding up her phone. "You've been seeing Jake behind my back?" Lisa's face went pale. She tried to take the phone from him, but he pulled it away. "Will, please let me explain." "Explain what? That you've been cheating on me? How long has this been going on?" William's voice trembled with anger and betrayal. Lisa broke down, tears streaming down her face. "I'm so sorry, Will. It just happened. I never meant for it to go this far." William felt his world crumbling around him. "How could you do this to us, to Emily? I trusted you, Lisa. We had a life together." "I know, and I hate myself for it. I've been so lost, so overwhelmed. Jake was there, and I made a mistake. A terrible mistake," she sobbed. William felt a mix of anger, sadness, and confusion. "A mistake? This wasn't just a mistake, Lisa. You chose to betray me, to betray our family. How am I supposed to forgive you?" "I don't expect you to forgive me. But please, let's talk about this. For Emily's sake," Lisa pleaded. William shook his head, feeling a deep sense of despair. "I need some time to think. I can't do this right now." He left the house, driving aimlessly through the city, trying to process what had just happened. The woman he loved, the mother of his child, had betrayed him in the worst possible way. His mind raced with questions. How long had this been going on? Why hadn't he seen the signs? Could their marriage survive this? As the days passed, William struggled to come to terms with the betrayal. He tried to maintain a sense of normalcy for Emily's sake, but the pain was always there, a constant reminder of Lisa's infidelity. They had several heated arguments, each one leaving them both emotionally drained. Lisa was filled with guilt and regret, but she was also determined to salvage their marriage. She suggested counseling, hoping it would help them find a way forward. Reluctantly, William agreed, knowing they needed to try everything for Emily's sake. In their first counseling session, the therapist asked them to share their feelings and experiences. William poured out his heart, expressing the depth of his pain and betrayal. Lisa admitted her mistakes, her voice trembling as she spoke of her regret and desire to make amends. The sessions were emotionally taxing, but they also provided a glimmer of hope. They began to communicate more openly, confronting the issues that had led to Lisa's infidelity. William learned about the pressures and loneliness Lisa had been feeling, and while it didn't excuse her actions, it helped him understand her perspective. However, the trust between them was shattered. Every time Lisa left the house, William couldn't help but wonder if she was seeing Jake. The doubts gnawed at him, making it difficult to move forward. One evening, after a particularly intense counseling session, Lisa made a heartfelt plea. "Will, I know I've hurt you deeply, and I can't change what I did. But I love you and Emily more than anything. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to rebuild our trust and save our marriage. Please, give me a chance." William looked into her eyes, seeing the sincerity and desperation. He wanted to believe her, to believe that they could overcome this and find a way back to each other. But the road ahead seemed impossibly difficult. "I want to try, Lisa, for Emily's sake and for us, but it's going to take time. You need to be patient and prove that I can trust you again," he said finally. Lisa nodded, tears streaming down her face. "I will, I promise." As they worked on rebuilding their relationship, William found himself reflecting on the nature of love, marriage, and betrayal. He had always believed that love was a choice, a commitment to stand by each other through thick and thin. But Lisa's betrayal had shattered that belief, leaving him questioning everything. He realized that forgiveness was a complex process, not a single act but a series of decisions to let go of the pain and anger. It required both parties to work together, to communicate openly and honestly, and it required a deep understanding of the human capacity for mistakes and the possibility of redemption. William decided to take things one day at a time. He focused on his relationship with Emily, ensuring that she felt loved and secure. He continued with counseling, both individually and with Lisa, working through his emotions and finding ways to rebuild trust. The journey was long and arduous, filled with setbacks and moments of doubt. But as time passed, William began to see glimpses of hope. He and Lisa started to reconnect, finding common ground and rediscovering the love that had once brought them together. In the end, it was their commitment to each other and to their family that kept them moving forward. They learned that love was not a static state but a dynamic process, requiring effort, patience, and forgiveness. And while their marriage would never be the same, they found a way to build a new foundation, one based on honesty, understanding, and a renewed sense of purpose. Despite their efforts, the scars of betrayal lingered. William and Lisa continued to attend counseling, but the road to healing was fraught with challenges. Every argument, every moment of doubt, threatened to unravel the fragile progress they had made. Lisa did everything she could to regain William's trust. She cut off all contact with Jake, focused on her family, and made a concerted effort to be transparent about her activities. But the wounds were deep, and William struggled to fully let go of the pain. One evening, as they sat in their therapist's office, William expressed his fears. "I want to move past this, but every time I look at Lisa, I'm reminded of what happened. How do we rebuild something that's been so completely shattered?" Their therapist, a compassionate woman named Dr. Hayes, nodded understandingly. Healing from infidelity is one of the hardest things a couple can face. It requires both of you to be patient, to communicate openly, and to understand that this process will take time. Trust isn't rebuilt overnight. It's earned through consistent actions and mutual effort. Lisa reached for William's hand, her eyes filled with determination. "I'm willing to do whatever it takes, Will. I love you, and I believe we can get through this. But I know it's going to be hard." William squeezed her hand, feeling a mix of hope and apprehension. "I want to believe that, Lisa, for Emily's sake and for us. But it's going to take time." As the weeks turned into months, they continued to navigate the rocky path of rebuilding their relationship. There were good days and bad days, moments of progress and moments of setback. But through it all, they remained committed to the process. William found solace in his relationship with Emily. She became his anchor, her innocent love and unwavering trust a source of strength. They spent more time together, creating new memories, and finding joy in the little things. Her laughter and curiosity were a reminder of the beauty and resilience of life. Lisa, too, found comfort in her art. She poured her emotions into her work, creating pieces that reflected her journey of redemption and healing. Her art became a form of therapy, a way to process her guilt and find a path forward. Despite their best efforts, the strain eventually took its toll. One evening, after a particularly intense argument, William found himself at a crossroads. He loved Lisa and wanted to believe that they could rebuild their marriage, but the constant tension and lingering doubts were becoming unbearable. "Lisa, I don't know if I can keep doing this," he said, his voice heavy with resignation. "I want to forgive you, to move past this, but I don't know if I can." Lisa's eyes filled with tears. "Please, Will, don't give up on us. I know I made a terrible mistake, but I believe we can get through this. I love you and Emily more than anything." William sighed, feeling the weight of the world on his shoulders. "I love you too, Lisa. But maybe we need some time apart, to figure out if this is really what we want." The decision was heartbreaking, but they both knew it was necessary. Lisa moved out temporarily, staying with a friend while they took time to reflect and reevaluate their relationship. During this separation, William focused on himself and Emily. He continued to attend therapy, working through his emotions and finding ways to heal. He reconnected with old friends, finding support and understanding from those who had been through similar experiences. Lisa, too, used the time to reflect. She delved deeper into her art, seeking to understand the root of her actions and how she could become a better person. She attended individual therapy sessions, confronting her guilt and working on her issues. After several months of separation, they met to discuss their future. The conversation was raw and emotional, filled with tears and moments of silence. "I've had a lot of time to think," William began, "and I've realized that while I still love you, I don't know if we can go back to the way things were. The trust has been broken, and I'm not sure if it can ever be fully restored." Lisa nodded, her eyes glistening with tears. I understand, Will. I've thought a lot about my actions and how they've hurt you. I want to make things right, but I know that may not be possible. They sat in silence for a moment, the weight of their words settling over them. I think we need to move forward separately, William said finally, his voice breaking. For Emily's sake and for our own sanity. We need to find a way to co-parent and build separate lives that are healthy and fulfilling. Lisa reached out and took his hand. I agree, Will. As much as it hurts, I think it's the best decision for all of us. But I want you to know that I'll always love you and cherish the memories we've shared. With heavy hearts, they made the difficult decision to divorce. They worked together to ensure the process was as smooth as possible, prioritizing Emily's well-being above all else. They agreed on a co-parenting plan that allowed Emily to spend time with both parents, ensuring she felt loved and supported. As William navigated life post-divorce, he found himself reflecting deeply on the nature of love, marriage, and betrayal. The experience had shattered his understanding of these concepts, forcing him to reevaluate his beliefs and assumptions. He often pondered the idea of love as a choice. He had always believed that love was a conscious decision to stand by someone, to support and cherish them through all of life's ups and downs. But Lisa's betrayal had challenged that belief. He realized that while love could be a choice, it was also fragile, susceptible to the complexities of human emotions and circumstances. Marriage, too, took on a new meaning for William. He had once seen it as a sacred bond, a promise of eternal companionship and unwavering support. But the dissolution of his marriage made him question the permanence of such a bond. He came to understand that marriage, like any relationship, required constant effort and communication. It was not immune to the challenges and temptations of life. Betrayal, perhaps the most painful of his reflections, became a central theme in his philosophical musings. He had always viewed betrayal as a clear-cut act of dishonesty and disloyalty. But his experience with Lisa taught him that betrayal could stem from deep-seated issues and unresolved emotions. It was not always a reflection of the betrayer's character, but rather a symptom of larger underlying problems. In his quieter moments, William wrote down his thoughts, finding solace in the process of introspection. He explored the idea of forgiveness, realizing that it was not about absolving the other person of their actions, but rather about freeing oneself from the burden of anger and resentment. Forgiveness, he learned, was a gift he could give to himself, a way to heal and move forward. He also reflected on the concept of redemption. While he struggled to forgive Lisa fully, he recognized her efforts to make amends and better herself. He came to understand that redemption was a journey, a continuous process of self-improvement and growth. Through these reflections, William found a sense of peace. He accepted that his marriage had ended, but he also acknowledged the valuable lessons it had taught him. He embraced the idea that life was a series of experiences, each one shaping and molding him into the person he was meant to become. As he moved forward, William focused on building a new life for himself and Emily. He poured his energy into his work, finding satisfaction in his professional achievements. He continued to nurture his relationship with Emily, creating a stable and loving environment for her to thrive. One day, a letter arrived at his doorstep. It was from Lisa. William opened it with a mix of curiosity and trepidation. Inside was a heartfelt letter in which Lisa explained that she had been diagnosed with a severe anxiety disorder, one that had contributed to her poor decisions. She had sought intensive therapy and had made significant strides in understanding and managing her condition. Lisa also revealed something unexpected. Jake had tried to rekindle their affair after the divorce, but she had refused. She realized that her infidelity had been a way to escape her own mental turmoil, not a reflection of her feelings for William. She wanted William to know that she had taken full responsibility for her actions, and that she hoped he could find it in his heart to forgive her, not for her sake, but for his own peace of mind. This revelation shook William to his core. It added a new layer to his understanding of their past and his own feelings. It wasn't an excuse for what Lisa had done, but it was a context that helped him see the bigger picture. Over time, he opened himself up to the possibility of new relationships. He approached them with a newfound understanding, aware of the complexities and challenges that came with love and partnership. He was cautious but hopeful, knowing that he was capable of love and deserving of happiness. In the quiet moments, when he reflected on his journey, William felt a sense of gratitude. Despite the pain and betrayal, he had emerged stronger and wiser. He had learned to navigate the intricate landscape of human emotions, to forgive and to seek redemption. Most importantly, he had learned to love himself and to find joy in the simple moments of life. As he watched Emily grow, he felt a deep sense of pride. She was a reminder of the love and happiness that had once defined his marriage, and her presence was a constant source of inspiration. William knew that the road ahead would have its challenges, but he was ready to face them with resilience and hope. One particularly poignant twist occurred a year later. William received an unexpected call from Lisa's friend, who informed him that Lisa had left a final letter for him before moving abroad to start anew. In the letter, Lisa confessed to a long-held secret. She had once discovered an old journal of William's, where he had written about his fears and doubts during the early years of their marriage. Reading his private thoughts had made her realize how much he loved her, but it had also made her fear that she could never live up to his expectations. This fear, combined with her anxiety disorder, had driven her to seek solace in an ill-fated affair with Jake. The letter ended with Lisa expressing her deepest regret and a hope that William could someday find complete happiness. She asked him to burn the journal as a symbol of letting go of the past and moving forward. William followed her wish, watching the flames consume the pages, feeling a weight lift from his shoulders. He realized that true forgiveness was about accepting the past and releasing it, allowing oneself to embrace the future with an open heart. In the end, William's story was one of transformation. From the depths of betrayal and heartbreak, he emerged with a renewed sense of purpose and understanding. He had discovered that life was not about avoiding pain, but rather about finding the strength to heal and the courage to love again.
Thank you for watching. Share your emotions in the comments and subscribe to the channel.